Hey everyone, Nat Richards from Text on the Move here, and today's video is about the 494 Regional Visa, or 494 Skilled Employer Sponsored Regional Visa if we're going to use the full term for the thing. So this 494 of course was one of the two regional visas that was introduced brand new in November 2019, and as 2020 wears on, we're going to start to see more and more of these come through the system. It's a visa that we're really excited about, not just because it's fresh, but because we think it opens up a whole bunch of new opportunities for people coming to Australia with a visa that they simply didn't have before. So we're hoping to see this thing gain a fair bit of traction as time rolls on. So what's this new 494 visa about? The basic idea is that it is still a sponsored visa that you need to have an Australian employment contract for, just like a 482 or TSS visa, except that it's almost like a transitional visa towards complete and utter permanent residency. So it's a little bit like a sponsored visa in the 482 mold, but with some of the rights that you get when you're a permanent resident, and a quicker and more efficient way to get to permanent residency than you have on any other visa type that doesn't come with it loaded up front like a 189 or a 190. So it's a little bit of a halfway measure, but it's going to work for a lot of people, I think. The regional component is really important. So what do they mean by regional? And this is quite unusual. The Australian government, this is of course, only want to stop you from going to areas that are Brisbane, Sydney or Melbourne in their postcode. Everything else is up for grabs. So that means that anything that's not Sydney, Melbourne or Brisbane is okay and is considered regional, and that does include big areas that you maybe wouldn't have thought would be in that mix, like Perth or Adelaide or Canberra or Hobart. So this is most of the country really in essence. The visa runs for a complete 5-year term. So the 494 is a 5-year visa, and importantly that opportunity to apply for complete and utter permanent residency comes after 3 years spent on that initial visa, the 494, if you live up to its criteria. So the 191 permanent residency visa, which is brand spankingly new specifically for these regional visas, is going to be available after 3 years if you've lived up to the 494's core requirements. And that basically means staying in a regional area, continuing to work in your trade, so motor mechanics, panel beaters, diesel mechanics, that kind of thing for us. And you've got to have met a certain minimum income, which is going to be the case for pretty much anyone working in those trades. So it's a pretty easy pathway forward, and that's really one of the big selling points. One of the downsides to 494 is unfortunately that it is quite expensive, and really for the applicant more than the sponsor. So the fees of permanent residency, just as they are for a 189 or a 190, are quite high for the 494. So you really are paying a lot of your application money up front, and that does put a bit of a dent in your moving budget to come to Australia and get on with life. However, it does give you some pretty awesome protection for permanent residency later, of course, and it gives you some helpful things for a lot of people right now, including complete access to Australia's publicly funded healthcare system, which is called Medicare. So that doesn't just apply for the primary applicant, the person that's actually got the skills or the trade that's making this happen. It can extend to their entire family as well. And most of the state governments or territory governments are also supporting the 494 from an education perspective. So you should be able to get free public schooling, which is going to be of a very high standard for any children that are here on a 494 as well. So hopefully that clears some of that up. If you've got any questions, please by all means reach out. My name is Nat. You can get me at nat.richards@textonthemove.com.au. Of course, we'll always be posting more and more content just like this to YouTube, so please follow what we do. Check us out on Facebook as well, and hopefully we'll be chatting soon.